Yet another new comic book day. You guys see it. It's December 3rd. We're going to blow through the haul pretty quickly because the other topics include new series that were just announced from DC, Marvel, a couple of the indies, and talking about everything I read last month for November. But like I said, let's get into the haul. Pick of the week. Got to be Criminal #1. Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips, they're back. Giant-sized, oversized criminals returning. I guess the show is starting pretty soon on Amazon, I think, so pretty excited about that. But just more Criminal. Real excited that Ed Brubaker, Sean Phillips are still messing around in the world of Criminal. Pretty fun. We got Superman versus Captain Atom. This is a DCKO tie-in. I wasn't sure if I'd be picking up all the fights that are going on. I think I'll pick this one up, though, because it's written by Joshua Williamson, and I've been loving everything going on in the Superman title, so I feel like this is kind of related, right? So Superman, Captain Atom, sorry, not Captain America. This is round 1 of All Fight Month. Like I was saying, I'm not sure if I'll do the rest of it, but got that one. We also have Ultimate Universe 2 years in. Dennis Camp writing this one. I guess it's the introduction of Ultimate Daredevil, so that should be pretty fun. Batman #4. I've been loving Matt Fraction's run. Of course, you got Jorge Jimenez on the art. Can't go wrong with that duo. I think they're really killing it with this new volume of Batman. Pretty fun stuff there. Batgirl #14. Tate Bromwell continues his awesome run. Looks like we have different artists on this time, not Dexter Soy. But regardless, this series has been really good. One of the best series out of DC Comics for sure. Really like Cassandra Cain, Batgirl. Superman, The Book of L. Adventures of Superman, Book of L. This is issue #4, and it's the continuation of Philip Kennedy Johnson's overall grand Book of L, Warworld kind of saga that he's been doing for, I want to say like 2 or 3 years now, dude. He's been killing it, so want to continue reading that. Rook Exodus #9. Really glad that Rook is back from that hiatus. I'm glad that I caught up on Rooks and I can read it month to month. My favorite thing coming out of Ghost Machine, possibly. It's either that or Geiger, but really good stuff regardless from Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok. G.I. Joe #15, part 3 of the Dreadnought War. Loving everything G.I. Joe, my favorite part of the Energon universe. That means it's better than Transformers in my eyes. So that might be a hot take, but I've been loving all the spy espionage sort of take for this G.I. Joe series from Joshua Williamson and Tom Riley. Fantastic Four #6. Looks like the gang's all back together. The last issue was more focused on the girls doing a little side mission kind of thing with Black Cat. But looks like we're getting back to some more family-friendly sci-fi goodness with Ryan North's Fantastic Four run. Night Fight #2, part of DCKO. This is what Batman's been up to after he didn't get it into the tournament. So Batman dealing with some multiverse Batman shenanigans written by Joshua Williamson. Yeah, and then Dan Mora on the art for that. 2 more issues to talk about with Birds Prey #28. The conclusion of this Kelly Thompson written series. Sad to see it go. Really curious to see how Kelly Thompson wraps it up, but man, what a great team composition, team makeup, great team dynamics all the way throughout. Just a really fun series. Sad to see it go, but 28 issues is nothing to scoff at, man. That's a really nice long run. Too bad it didn't crack like 30, nice even 30, but that's all right. Birds of Prey #28. Last but not least, The Voice Said Kill issue #4. The conclusion to this Louisiana Swamp Bayou crime detective noir kind of story from writer Cy Spurrier. But more importantly, the artwork from Vanessa Del Rey. Incredible stuff there. That's what we got for new comic book day, December 3rd, though. As always, let me know what you guys have, what your pick of the week is, of course. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. And be sure to check out the rest of the topics. New comic book series coming out next year. And then everything I read in the month of November. Thanks for watching and catch you next week. It's been a lot of cool comic book announcements recently, and I want to go over them with you guys. We have 8 comic books from Marvel, DC, some of the indies as well. 8 comics in 8 minutes. These are all stuff that's coming out next year, dude. So let's start off with, we got to start off with this Daredevil series, man. So Daredevil, written by Stephanie Phillips with artwork from Lee Garbett, as you guys see there. And then if I'm scrolling down, yeah, just really cool seeing Stephanie Phillips get that love and support from Marvel. The fact that they trust her with an ongoing Daredevil title is really cool. Stephanie Phillips has just been killing it. Recently, I read Stephanie Phillips' new series at a distillery called Endeavor. It's kind of like, Lord of the Flies or Yellow Jackets on a boat out in the open sea, so that's really good. But yeah, Stephanie Phillips is just killing it. Lee Garbett has also been, grinding away, doing some really cool stuff. So the fact that they're coming together to do the newest ongoing Daredevil title, that starts in March 25th. So a decent bit away for that. But it looks like in this new volume, we're getting a new supervillain introduction. His name is Omen, and he's targeting Matt Murdock. So really excited about this. A new ongoing Daredevil title. I didn't pull the last volume, So I'm looking forward to adding this one to the pull list, I'm sure. Next up, let's talk about Iron Man. New Iron Man series starting up from writer Joshua Williamson with artist Carmen Carnero. Is this going to be my first ever Iron Man pull on the pull list, dude? Not the biggest Iron Man fan, just in general, typically. Throughout my past, I've not read too much Iron Man. Him as a character, not my favorite, right? So whenever he's introduced or a main player in a story, it's kind of tough for me. But with Joshua Williamson behind the wheel, he's been killing it over at DC with the Superman title. He was on that Batman and Robin for a little bit. He's been doing a lot of good stuff over on the G.I. Joe side of things of the Energon universe. So if anyone is going to get me to pull an Iron Man title, it might be Joshua Williamson. So we're going to give this one maybe 2 or 3 issues to see if it lands for me, and then maybe potentially adding it to the pull list. But yeah, let me know if you guys are interested in this Iron Man series. How do people feel about Iron Man just in general? I'm not sure, but yeah, that's cool. Coming from Joshua Williamson on January 28th, Marvel Comics Iron Man #1. Let's move over to the DC side of things. Some of the Vertigo titles I want to talk about, but the most hyped one that I'm excited for is Peril of the Brutal Dark, an Ezra Kane mystery from writer Chris Condon and artist Jacob Phillips. One of my favorite comic book duos in the game. They've been grinding away kind of separately for a little bit, but it's really cool seeing them come back together. Obviously, they've done series together like That Texas Blood, the Enfield Gang Massacre, right? So this duo has worked together quite a bit of times. Jacob Phillips is currently doing the series Everything Dead and Dying out of Image Comics, a really good zombie story there. And Chris Condon's been grinding away, doing like Green Arrow, the recently, canceled Green Arrow series, and then some of the indie stuff as well, like News from the Fallout I really enjoyed. So Chris Condon is really impressing me lately as a writer, and so is Jacob Phillips as an artist. So this is going to be a New York City 1941 based story. From what it sounds like, it looks like our main character here is kind of like a private detective, archaeologist kind of guy, kind of like an Indiana Jones type, maybe a little bit more of a spy slant towards that, I guess. So really excited to check the series out. The newest excitement, newest hotness from Vertigo coming February 25th. Big fan of this duo, so I'm really excited about that one. Universal Monsters, Phantom of the Opera from Tyler Boss and Martin Simmons. This is really hype for me, dude, because Universal Monsters has been killing it. The latest one that just ended, the Invisible Man series from writer James Tynion IV and artist Denis, really excellent. So Universal Monsters, they're just gonna keep it going, keeping the momentum going with the Phantom of the Opera. I don't know a dang thing about the Phantom of the Opera, but with Tyler Boss writing it and Martin Simmons on the art, I'm sure this one will be another great Universal Monsters title. Tyler Boss just got finished with an awesome horror slasher series called You'll Do Bad Things, and then Martin Simmons, of course, you might know his work from series like Department of Truth. He also did the Dracula Universal Monsters series with James Tynion IV as well. So yeah, the Phantom of the Opera coming February 18th. Pretty hyped for that. Bleeding Hearts #1, another DC Vertigo title. This is a zombie title, and it's got Dennis Camp writing it with Stepan Morian on the art. And if you guys haven't read 20th Century Men, the last time this duo worked together, you gotta check it out. It's so good. Like a superhero in a World War II kind of setting. Really kind of mind-bending and got a lot of, makes you question some things for sure. But that's no surprise with writer Dennis Camp. Series like The Ultimates, series like Absolute Martian Manhunter and Assorted Crisis Events out of Image Comics. So Dennis Camp is just really impressing me lately as a writer. And this is going to be a fun zombie story. It looks like it's 10 years after the fall of humanity. Zombies are like they've developed their own cultural practices, their own languages, their own society. And that's kind of the world that we live in here. So Bleeding Hearts, February 11th from DC Comics Vertigo. Really excited for the return of Vertigo. This title should be pretty fun. Dennis Camp writing it. I'm sure it's going to be a good read for sure, dude. So excited about that one. Couple more, new series to talk about, like Mad Cave Studios' Is Ted Okay? This is from friend of the show, Dave Chisholm. He's writing and drawing this one. Dave is on such a hot streak right now, doing stuff like Plague House, the series Spectrum out of Mad Cave Studios as well. Some work on High Strangeness out of Oni Press. So yeah, Dave Chisholm is just really killing it. No one grinds like Dave. He's really impressive. So this series, Not exactly, sure what this one's going to be about, but it's going to be a paranoid existentialism of Severance with the cosmic sci-fi of Akira while exploring what happens when the act of help goes horribly wrong. So, okay, dude, sounds good to me. Just based on the cover, another example of Dave Chisholm's really impressive art style, and I just really love Dave Chisholm, dude. Congrats to Dave for another series. He's heading this one up, writing and drawing from Mad Cave Studios. Is Ted okay? Really excited about that one. Definitely going on the pull list. 2 more series to talk about. End of Life, another DC Vertigo title. This one is from writer Kyle Starks with artist Steve Pugh. Now, this duo has worked together in the past on a series called Peacemaker Tries Hard out of DC Black Label, I believe. And that was a really fun title. That was like, Peacemaker, it's kind of like the personality from the Peacemaker show, and just Peacemaker going on a little adventure. But I thought that Steve Pugh's artwork was really kind of fun. Really worked for a Peacemaker title. It seems like this one is all going to be about like a hitman assassination organization is going after the main dude who's like trying to move back home, I guess, and just trying to chill. But people keep coming after him, so he's got to like protect his town, I guess, something like that. But with the team of Kyle Starks and Steve Pugh, this one is definitely going on the pull list. I really like Kyle Starks, the writer. Stuff like, I Hate This Place. I really loved I Hate This Place. So yeah, Kyle Starks, he's just been killing it, and really excited to read his newest DC Vertigo title. This one comes out on February 18th, and I believe we have one more title to talk about. Star Wars Jar Jar #1. Okay, so Jar Jar returns, co-written by Jar Jar himself, Ahmed Best. So it's going to be co-written by the guy who played Jar Jar Binks in the original movie. I'm not too in tune with the Star Wars side of things on the comics. I've read a lot of the Darth Vader stuff, some Dr. Aphra stuff, but typically I'm not like the biggest Star Wars comic guy, but this one is really interesting to me because the writer, the original actor playing Jar Jar, getting a chance to kind of write the character in a comic book. So 8 comic books that look pretty interesting to me that I wanted to talk about and mention to you guys. If any of these sound interesting to you, let me know down in the comments. While you're down there, like and subscribe, really appreciate it. And let's go to the next topic. November was a pretty big reading month for me, as you guys can see. You got a lot of single issues I want to cover and also some collected editions as well. So let's talk about everything I had a chance to read in the month of November. Hopefully this gives you guys some recommendations. The single issues will blast through pretty quickly, but I did want to cover these collected editions as well. So let's start off with Die from Stephanie Phillips and Kieran Gillen as the writer. Really, really impressed with Die, man. It takes place in this fantasy world. These kids, it's kind of like a reverse Jumanji story. These kids are sucked into the world of Die, and then they're stuck there for 2 years as the real world kind of goes on while the kids are missing. 20 years later, after the kids have escaped this fantasy world, one of the kids is stuck. He didn't get to escape, and so he's been living in that world. Flash forward 20 years, the kids are now adults, and they get sucked back into the world. The world of Die is not done with them, so they have to kind of, re-escape this world that they thought they've left forever when they were kids. But now they got to escape it as adults, and it's just really cool fantasy world. They're not quite sure exactly how the world works and why the world is real and why they're kind of stuck there. And it's kind of like this, characters are like backstabbing each other. They all have their own interests, and maybe some of them don't actually want to leave this world, but they all need to want to leave together in order to escape. So that adds some internal conflict. The characters are really cool. Like this guy, he's a grief knight, and he has a powerful sword. Whenever he gets sad, the sword gets more powerful. Like his tears land on the blade and becomes more powerful. We have a girl who is kind of like a cyberpunk sort of girl where she can hack in this world, and she has like access to tech where no one else does. Just really cool, like fantasy mixed with a little bit of sci-fi. I just really came to enjoy the world of Die, and I think it's really impressive what Kieran Gillen and Stephanie Hans were able to do. As we see these adults, are they able to escape this world once and for good? So Die is really, really impressive. Definitely check it out. Let's also talk about Royal City from writer-artist Jeff Lemire. This is probably the most emotionally impactful Jeff Lemire story. It's all about this kid who died a long time ago, passed away, and he's kind of left this hole in his family's life. Each member of the family is sort of haunted by a different version of the kid who died. And we see how this kid's death has affected the family. Like the brothers and the sisters, they they feel responsible for the kid's death, right? And the parents, they wonder what went wrong, how could they have changed things? And yeah, it's just really kind of heavy, the death of their son, the death of their brother, and we see kind of how heavy it is. And yeah, just some really great artwork from Jeff Lemire. It's that classic Jeff Lemire style. And yeah, just really found this to be really heartfelt, really emotional, and you can tell it's really personal for Jeff Lemire too. So it definitely comes across the page. Definitely check out Royal City. Really glad I had a chance to read it last month. Let's start it with the single issues, dude. So we're not going to open these up, okay? There's a lot to get through, but we'll start and we'll just do like little comments for each, right? Absolute Batman number 14, excellent. One of the best issues of the series so far, the final showdown with Bane. Absolute Wonder Woman number 14, cool that we see her confrontation with Gaia. I thought that was really cool. We don't get we got a guest artist on this one. We don't get Hayden Sherman, but I thought it was still a pretty impressive issue. Escape number 4 continues to be one of the best Image comic books on stands. It's a war comic. We see this guy behind enemy lines, and he's dealing with the other side of war. Like, not all the civilians are bad kind of thing, and he's kind of grappling with that. Escape was really good. Power Fantasy continues to be amazing. The confrontation with Etienne and the rest of the group didn't end the way I thought it would end, and it kind of leaves us in a place where I have no idea what's going to happen next, but really excited to be on that journey. DCKO number 2, really cool, dude. I'm liking DCKO just overall as an event. Invisible Man landed the plane. I thought that maybe the series would have ended differently after issue number 3, but I love that Invisible Man, another Universal Monsters title that's really amazing and definitely would recommend it. Green Arrow, sad to see it go. Love all the family stuff. Montos continues to be impressive with his art. I'm really excited to see where Montos lands in his next project. Superman 32, another good DCKO tie-in, along with Justice League Unlimited number 13. Skinbreaker number 3, the art is really doing the heavy lifting for me here. The story itself is a little light. I'm not like super attached to any of the characters. I think I'll continue it for the cool artwork though, for sure. Geiger, man, loving the fact that I'm caught up with Geiger. Can be reading it month to month now. Such a fun series. Geiger's my dude. Barney, the two-headed dog. Love Barney, dude. So yeah, really cool seeing him make an appearance at the end of that issue. Arcadia, not the biggest fan of this DC Black Label series. Might drop it, honestly. Might drop it. Night Fight, it was a good DCKO tie-in. I'm excited for issue number 2. Thought issue number 1 was pretty solid. Got that Dan Mora artwork. That was pretty cool. Everything Dead and Dying continues to be one of the best Image comic books on stands. Really good and emotional zombie story there. G.I. Joe number 13 and 14, part of the Dreadnought War. I caught up with G.I. Joe. I reread the initial and I caught up to get ready for Dreadnought War, and I'm loving it. My favorite part of the Energon universe by far. Nice conclusion to this series with we're taking everyone down with us. Very surprising the way it ended, but I thought it was really fun. Matthew Rosenberg, Landini. Excited for more of this universe coming next year. Captain America number 5 is the best Marvel comic book on stands. This was a great ending to the first arc. And yeah, really impressed with Chip Zdarsky's take for Captain America. Ultimates 18, a strong issue in the series. Kind of just like a recap showing the status of everybody, kind of where they are. Before the Maker gets out, we know the Maker's coming out pretty soon. So yeah, pretty good issue there from Dennis Camp. Speaking of Dennis Camp, we got Assorted Crisis Events, an excellent issue. Might be the best issue of the series so far. Really good sci-fi anthology stuff there. Exquisite Corpses from James Tynion IV. Really good issue. It may be a little slow, I guess. It's hard to balance all these characters and all these different, disparate and loose threads. How are you going to tie it all together? Everybody's story kind of inches forward a little bit every issue. Maybe a little bit slow as far as a month-to-month reading experience, but if you guys check this out in a trade, I think it'll be really cool. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. A good issue here. Not the best issue in this volume so far, but I think it's really interesting, kind of the setup. The Samantha the Bear character, seeing how evil she kind of is, and we'll have to see where the rest of the series goes from Patrick Horvath. The conclusion to Batman Dark Patterns. I love the way this one ended. Not the best issue in the series so far, but I did like the way it ended. Definitely check this out in a trade. Hayden Sherman, Dan Waters killing it. Absolute Superman number 13. as we see the Battle of Smallville. I thought maybe the couple other previous issues were a little tad better, but still just killing it. Rafa Sandoval and Jason Aaron just killing it. Rook Exodus, loving Rook. Reread and caught up with Rook to get ready for the hiatus at coming back, and yeah, Rook just continues to be an awesome sci-fi series from Jeff Johns. Batgirl, really loving Batgirl. Tate Brombal just killing it. One of the best series out of DC Comics for sure. Birds of Prey, one more issue of this before we say adieu. Kelly Thompson killing it on her Birds of Prey series. Batman #3, I think that Matt Fraction's really killing it on the Batman title. I'm loving the direction that it's going. The focus on Tim Drake Robin is really appreciated as well. And yeah, just love the kind of takes for all the Batman villains too. I think the next issue will get a new villain, so that should be fun. Fantastic Four #5, just a fun little side issue featuring the girls. Black Cat makes a guest appearance, and Sue Storm helps Black Cat out with something. Ultimate Wolverine #11 continues to be a really fun and interesting part of the Ultimate Universe. I don't think it's the best by any means, but still really cool seeing this version of Wolverine and this version of the X-Men sort of characters in that corner of the Ultimate Universe. Kryptonite Spectrum, good issue here. Probably the only time in recent memory where I've enjoyed a fifth dimensional imp kind of story. Really wacky stuff from the creative team of Ice Cream Man doing a DC Black Label title. Transformers continues to be awesome with #26. Of course, we got Robert Kirkman and Dan Mora coming on to the title. I think that's the second issue of theirs, and it was pretty good. Conclusion to News from the Fallout, Chris Kahn and Jeffrey Allen Love. I hope people give this one a chance, man. Really, really impressed with this one, especially the way it ended. I thought it ended in a really, really satisfying way. Nightwing continues to be awesome, dude. If we don't get Dexter Soy, I think that he's leaving the title apparently, but Dan Waters still has a really good take for Nightwing. He's got his fingers on the pulse. I think he's just killing it on this Nightwing title. So I'll wait to see what guest artists or the main artist coming after Dexter Soy, but I'm sure it'll be great. Nightwing's been awesome. Deadpool Batman #1, or Batman Deadpool. This one was a lot better than the previous release from the Marvel side. I did a whole kind of review video about that, so I won't go over that now. Ultimate Flash, Absolute Flash, not Ultimate. Absolute Flash #9. Thought this was the best issue in a while. We're kind of seeing where the series is leading up to as we see this Flash hanging out with the Rogues, hanging out with Gorilla Grodd, trying to save his dad from the evil Dr. Thawne. I'm really coming around to this Jeff Lemire written Absolute Flash series. And then last but not least, the conclusion to Ron V and Evan Cagle's New God series. One of the best single issues of the year, one of the best single issues of the month for sure. Love the way this one concluded. Hopefully they get a chance to do New Gods more in the future. But that's what we got, man. All the single issues that I read that I wanted to talk about. A lot of great stuff from Marvel Comics, Image Comics, some other indies and DC Comics, of course. And then, of course, we have the really good collected editions with Royal City and Die. Definitely give those a chance. If you get an opportunity, definitely check them out. That's what we got. Everything I had a chance to read in the month of November. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you read in the comments and read more comics.